You ever ask your smart speaker something and then, like, a few minutes later, you get this super specific ad on your phone? It's kind of creepy, right? Well, what if you could have all that convenience of a smart assistant, but with zero of the privacy worries? That's exactly what we're going to get into today, how you can build your very own private, local AI assistant.
I mean, let's be real. The first time you asked that little speaker in your kitchen to play your favorite song and it just did, it felt like pure magic. These commercial smart assistants have become such a huge part of our lives. They're our go-to for pretty much everything, from settling family arguments to just setting a simple timer. But have you ever just stopped and wondered what's really happening in that split second between you asking a question and getting an answer? Your voice isn't just staying in that device. Nope. It's getting zipped across the internet to some massive corporate server farm where it gets analyzed, and you can bet it gets stored. Which kind of makes you ask the question, who is this thing really working for?
So this is the choice we're all making, whether we realize it or not. On one side, you've got the slick, easy convenience of a big-name smart assistant, and on the other, you have the total privacy and absolute control of a local one. It's really the big trade-off in the modern smart home. You have to decide what's more important, things being super easy, or keeping your personal data right where it belongs, in your own hands.
Okay, but what if I told you that you don't actually have to make that trade-off? What if you could have the best of both worlds? You get the convenience of a voice assistant and the peace of mind knowing your data is totally secure. Well, say hello to the local AI assistant. Think of it as your very own private digital butler.
So what exactly is a local AI assistant? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's an AI that runs completely on a piece of hardware that you own and you control, all inside your own home network. It's like having a digital brain that is totally 100% disconnected from the cloud. Your data, your voice, your commands, all of it stays right there with you.
All right, let's break this down a bit more and see how a local AI really stacks up. When we're talking about data privacy, it's a total no-brainer. Your data stays in your house, not on some company server. For customization, you're not stuck with what some developer decides you can do. Literally, your imagination is the only limit. And cost? You know, those commercial assistants might seem free, but you're paying for them with your data. With a local AI, you have a one-time cost for the hardware, and that's it. You're done.
Here's a really simple way to think about it. Using a commercial smart assistant is kind of like talking to a corporate call center. You know, everything you say is being recorded, probably analyzed for quality assurance. But a local AI, that's like your own personal diary. It's a completely private, trusted space where you don't have to worry about anyone listening in. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Whoa, building my own AI? That sounds really complicated. But I promise you, it is so much more accessible than you'd think. It really just comes down to three main building blocks.
You really don't need a PhD in computer science for this. It's a lot more like following a recipe. Seriously. First, you've got your hardware. That's the brains of the whole thing. Then you have the software, which gives it its voice and logic. And finally, you have the AI model itself, which is all the knowledge that makes it smart.
Okay, let's start with the brains of the operation, the hardware. We're talking about a tiny little computer, about the size of a credit card, called a Raspberry Pi. But don't let its size fool you. This little guy is more than powerful enough to run your entire AI assistant, and it costs less than taking a friend to the movies.
Next up is the logic. This is all handled by open-source software platforms. Think of things like Home Assistant or Mycroft. These are amazing projects built by a super passionate community of developers, all dedicated to creating private, customizable smart home stuff. They do all the heavy lifting, you know, from listening for your wake word to turning your speech into text and back again.
And finally, we have the knowledge. This comes from what's called a pre-trained language model. The best way to picture it is like a massive digital encyclopedia that's been cleverly compressed to fit right on your little Raspberry Pi. This is the magic part of the AI that actually understands what you're saying and can come up with smart responses.
So we've got the hardware, we've got the software, and we've got the model. But what can you actually do with a local AI assistant? Well, this is where things get really, really fun. Trust me, we're about to go way beyond just asking for the weather forecast. The real beauty of a local AI is that you are in complete, total control. You want your assistant to sound like a pirate? Go for it. Want it to summarize your private journal entries every morning? You got it. You can even connect it to your own custom-built gadgets and create these incredibly specific routines that are perfectly tailored just for your life.
So the bottom line is this. With a local AI, you have 100% control. You control the voice, You control the functions, you control the integrations, and most importantly, you control your data. Nothing, and I mean nothing, leaves your home without you saying so.
You know, building a local AI isn't just some fun weekend project. It's a statement. It's really about reclaiming your digital privacy and deciding for yourself how technology fits into your life, and not the other way around.
Now, is this for everybody? Probably not. Building a local AI is really for the curious people, the tinkerers, the folks who want to understand how their tech works and actually have a say in how it's used. If you're someone who just loves to learn and build and really take ownership of your digital life, then this is a project you are absolutely going to love.
So, as AI gets more and more woven into the very fabric of our lives, we really have to ask ourselves a big question. Who's writing the rules here? Who gets to decide how this incredibly powerful technology is used inside our own homes? By building your own local AI, you're not just taking back your privacy, you're casting a vote for a future where we, the users, are the ones in control.